Alright, let's dive into what's been happening in the world of MMA. A lot of heat, heart, and honesty coming your way. Let's kick things off with some interesting thoughts from Paddy Pimblett. Paddy recently opened up about the upcoming trilogy between Max Holloway and Dustin Poirier at UFC 318. Now keep in mind, Dustin's already beaten Max twice. That kind of record usually makes fans lean one way, but not Paddy. Paddy's backing Holloway. Why? Because to him, Holloway isn't just a guy stepping in to fight. He's a man on a mission to rewrite his story, to finally flip the script on someone who's haunted him twice before. It's not easy, you know, losing to the same person multiple times. It doesn't just hurt your career, it eats at your legacy. That kind of pain stays with a fighter. It lingers, and Paddy sees that, he feels it. That's why he believes Max is coming into this with fire burning in his soul. Paddy even brought up a quote from Holloway himself, something that really stuck with him. He took a lot from me. He gave me my first loss and ended my win streak. So now I'm taking his retirement fight. Think about that. That's not just motivation, that's personal. Paddy believes this isn't about stats anymore. It's about redemption, it's about pride, it's about one man refusing to let history define him. Paddy even said, "I can see Holloway winning. Don't know why, I just feel it." That's raw, that's not based on numbers or fight math, it's pure gut feeling. And who better to trust that instinct than someone who's stepped inside that octagon himself? Another factor Paddy pointed out, Poirier's fighting at home. It's his final walk to the cage in front of his people, and that's heavy. The cheers might be loud, but so is the pressure, so is the expectation. That pressure could break a man, even one as seasoned as Dustin. Paddy summed it up simply. Sure, Dustin beat Max before, but this time he's going with Holloway. He's putting his faith in the fire of a man who's fighting not just for a win, but for a chance to finally let go of a ghost. Now onto something that stirred up some strong reactions in the MMA world, Daniel Cormier and Jon Jones. If you know their history, you know this isn't just any old commentary. In a recent chat with Bloody Elbow, Cormier was honest, brutally honest. He said he really hopes Jon Jones doesn't turn into the next Conor McGregor when it comes to the media. We all know what that means, right? Cormier started by acknowledging their rivalry, one of the most intense and personal in UFC history, but even through all the bad blood, DC gave credit where credit was due. He joked that Jon's drama has been great for his YouTube channel. Boy, he's been great for my YouTube these past few months. Him flopping all over the place, it's been fantastic. Classic DC, brutally honest, a bit cheeky, but also insightful. Then he got serious. He said, and this one hit deep, that Jon shouldn't be like Conor, jumping back into headlines every time something big happens, especially when he chose to walk away from the game on his own terms. DC drew a clear line. Conor didn't choose to leave, he got injured. That's different. Jon said, "I'm done." So stay done. He wasn't being mean, he was being real. Fighters who step away shouldn't keep trying to hijack the spotlight. The sport is bigger than that. Meanwhile, the heavyweight division is heating up, and Tom Aspinall is at the center of it all. Tom's not hiding his frustration anymore. He's ready, he's hungry, and he wants the UFC to stop dragging their feet and announce his next fight already. He even posted a short TikTok, nothing flashy, just a simple caption. "Waiting for the UFC to announce my next fight." That one sentence says everything. He's prepared, he's in shape, he's focused. All he needs is the call. And while fans are waiting just as eagerly, there's something else on Tom's mind, something very personal. In a recent interview with MM Mania, Tom sent out a powerful warning, not to his opponents, but to fans, specifically those who try to take photos of his children without asking. He didn't sugarcoat it. "The only time I'll be a dick to you is if I'm with my kids and you try to take a picture without my consent. There might be hands flying." This is a man who's known for being respectful, but mess with his family, that's where the gloves come off. Metaphorically and maybe even literally, he said, "It's just wrong. Don't take pictures of my kids. I hate that." These fighters are public figures, yes, but their families didn't sign up for that. And Tom's making sure the world knows his kids are off limits. Still, he made it clear he's not against fans. He loves the support. He'll take photos even when he's out with his family, if you ask. Just do it the right way. Come over and ask, I'll probably say yes. And if I don't, I've got a good reason. Respect. That's all he's asking for. And honestly, that's more than fair. Let's talk about a fight that shocked a lot of fans. Charles Oliveira versus Ilia Topuria at UFC 317. Charles went into that fight with full confidence. He believed he had the size, the power, and the experience to take Ilia out. He wasn't shy about it either. He told everyone he hits harder, he's the bigger man, and he'd walk away with the win. But that belief, that confidence, it backfired. And it backfired fast. Alexander Volkanovski recently spoke out about what he thinks went wrong for Charles. And honestly, he didn't hold back. On the Flagrant podcast, Volk broke it down. He said Charles made one big mistake. He charged in. He didn't respect what Ilya was bringing to the table, despite everything Ilya had already done, including knockouts, dangerous striking, brutal finishes. Charles just walked into the fire and he got burned badly. Ilya finished him in the first round just like that. Had a couple of clean hooks after a grappling exchange and boom. Fight over. No doubts, no second chances. The fight wasn't just a loss, it was a statement. Volk saw that coming. He said, I thought Ilya was going to knock him out in the first. Charles didn't avoid the crash. He ran into it. Volkanovski believes Charles had other paths to victory. He could have used his grappling, played it smart, worn Ilya down over time, but instead Charles wanted to make a point, and he paid the price. And here's the thing, Volk thinks future opponents need to test Ilya's gas tank. Push him, drag him into the later rounds, grapple, clinch, make it dirty. He said that during the ground exchanges with Charles, Ilya did show signs of getting tired, just a little. There was a moment. Ilya didn't get up right away. He stayed down, kicked Charles's legs, caught his breath. That was smart, but it also showed he felt it. So the question now is, who's going to be the one to really test Ilya? Could it be Paddy Pimblett? Because Paddy sure thinks it's going to be him. Paddy's been lighting up the MMA world with his latest comments about Ilia Topuria, and if you thought the tension between them was just social media noise, think again. This is personal. In a fiery interview with Sky Sports News, Paddy looked the camera dead in the eye and said, I'll knock him out. And he wasn't saying it just to stir hype, he said he believes it. In fact, he compared it to one of the most famous knockouts in UFC history, McGregor versus Jose Aldo. I can finish Ilya the same way McGregor finished Aldo, but if I do it that quick, I'll actually be disappointed. Wait, what? Yeah, you heard that right. Paddy doesn't want a flash KO. He wants to punish Ilya. He wants to make it last. He wants to dish out pain for rounds before finishing him off. I want to hit him with 70 elbows, disfigure him a bit, then finish him. That's not trash talk, that's vengeance. Paddy sees Ilya not just as an opponent, but as someone he needs to destroy. This fight has become about pride, ego, and a need to silence all the doubters. Paddy went on, I don't think he lasts 5 rounds with me. I keep having these dreams that I KO him in the first 10 seconds, but even that wouldn't satisfy me. I want more. That's deep. That's a man who isn't just fighting for a win, he's fighting for a moment, a memory, a legacy. And fans, they're eating it up. This is a grudge match in the making. And whether it happens at featherweight, lightweight or catchweight, one thing's clear. This fight would be explosive. But let's not forget, Paddy and Ilya aren't the only ones chasing gold. Justin Gaethje is coming in hot. In a recent video posted to YouTuber Austin Keen's channel, Gaethje made one thing perfectly clear. I don't care who wins, Ilya or Honor Ellen. I want the belt, I'll fight the winner. That's the kind of energy Gaethje always brings. No fear, no hesitation, just pure fire. He even said he'd love to fight Ilya, not because he's chasing clout, but because he wants to humble him. Topuria's cocky, I'd love to knock him out. He also added, honestly, it doesn't matter who it is, I just want the title. Let's make it happen in November at Madison Square Garden. MSG, Gaethje, a title shot, sounds like magic waiting to happen. Oh! And in a little side note, that gave fans a chuckle. Remember that Ferrari Gaethje won at Fanatics Fest? The flashy high-end car? Yeah, he traded it in for $400,000, 0 cents. That's right, the man cashed it out. Not a bad deal for someone still throwing bombs and chasing titles. Smart move, honestly. Before we wrap up, here's one story that gave everyone a mix of anger and relief and had nothing to do with fighting. Daniel Cormier's truck was stolen. No joke. While he was out in Las Vegas working UFC 317, someone at the San Jose airport took off with his truck. Just gone. Imagine that. You're doing commentary for one of the biggest fight nights of the year, and meanwhile, back home, your ride disappears. Cormier was furious. You could hear it in his voice when he shared the news. Somebody stole my truck at the San Jose airport. God damn it, unreal. But there's a happy twist. Just recently, the San Jose Police Department found it. Cormier couldn't believe it. He shared the update himself and sounded genuinely surprised. They found my truck. Can you believe that? I really thought it was gone. He even shouted out the police, "Go San Jose, best in the Bay." It was a wholesome moment, seeing a UFC legend react just like any regular person would. First mad, then relieved, then full of gratitude. Will I keep the truck now? I don't know, man. Probably not. But hey, they found it. That's the kind of stuff that reminds us these fighters, these commentators, they're human. They deal with the same stuff we all do. And honestly, seeing DC react like that, it made everyone smile. So there you have it. We've got Paddy throwing fire, and Topuria, Holloway preparing to make history, DC dropping truth bombs and getting his truck back, Gaethje hunting gold at Madison Square Garden, and Tom Aspinall reminding everyone he's not just a fighter, he's a father too. MMA isn't just about punches and knockouts, it's about stories, about people fighting for legacy, for respect, for their families, for redemption. And this ride, it's far from over. Thanks for staying with me through all of this, and don't worry, as soon as the next punch gets thrown or the next rivalry heats up, I'll be right here to bring it all to life for you.